Alright, hi everyone. My name is Paul Grunning, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my third visualization project. For this project, we are allowed to choose any dataset we wanted in any topic, and I chose to do mine on tornadoes, and I found the datasets at tornadohistoryproject.com, and at this website I was able to grab the years 1950 through 2010 for every tornado that happened in each month and day. And so if we go ahead and take a look here, you'll notice a bunch of lines. Those lines are actually tornadoes, and it shows the starting and ending latitude and longitude points. So where you see the value, so 4 and 2 in this case, is where it starts, and the ending point is the little white dot if you can see it. And those values that are labeled in here are actually the Fujita scale, and that is basically the strength of the tornado. So it's also colored by the Fujita scale, so you notice here from red to purple, 0 to 5, it's colored like that as well. So 4 is higher value, so you see it's closer up here. And you'll notice we don't see too many 5s in this in 1950. Actually, I don't think there is one at all. So, or they just never captured it in their data set. But other things we can change are around here. So we have this color scheme. Maybe we don't like the colors, so we can change it to green and light pink or something. I don't really like that color scheme, so I'm going to change it back. Green to red sounds good. So we can also change what it's actually coloring by. So we have different data sets. So we can choose damage or property damage, number of injuries, number of fatalities, or the tornado's width. So let's go ahead and change it to property damage. And the property damage goes from 0 to 9. And each value, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 9, are different ranges of dollar amounts. So 1 is less than $50, 2 is between 50 and 500, 3 is between 500 and 5,000, and so on. And 9 is greater than $5 billion worth of damage. So if we go ahead and zoom in here, you notice we don't see too many colors that are very bright orange right now. There's this 3 here that has like a medium orange. So there aren't too many tornadoes that hit $5 billion worth of property damage. Alright, so some other things we can change are the map transparency, so maybe we want to view these colors a little better. Maybe this isn't the best color scheme, we'll go ahead and change it to blue. So there we go. We can also change the size of the line width, so maybe make it more visible. And as you zoom out it looks a little bit funny, but that's why you're allowed to change it. Maybe we don't want to see the labels. We can turn those off and just view straight up the colors. But I like to see the actual Fujita scale value, so I leave those on. As I mentioned, we are viewing the years 1950 through 2010, and we can change those dates very rapidly. So currently we're viewing all the months, as it's labeled up here. All months, or all months right here, and each year. And you notice this data does change very rapidly. And that's because in the Visualization Toolkit pipeline, you're allowed to add and remove actors, as they call them, from the pipeline, or from the dataset. And so when I create the program, or load all the data in, I load them all into different actors, and that way I can add and remove this data very rapidly, which is very cool. Some other things we can change are the months. So there's not too many in January of 1980. I don't see any. Let's zoom in here. June, there we go. So we can view different months very rapidly as well. Or so maybe we want to view this as a playback. So that's the other thing we can do. So let's go ahead and choose, I don't know, 2004 and hit play. Let's move this down to 0.5 or so. So every half a second we're going to see each month go by. And as you notice up in the top it shows you the month that's currently being showed. We can slow this down all the way to about 3 seconds, so maybe it goes by too fast. 3 seems a little bit slow, but I guess you get a much closer look at what's going on in each month. And this is still interactive while it's changing. There's no need to sit there and not move it around. And as you notice, we are seeing more data in the spring months here, spring and summer. Alright, I'm going to hit stop. It's taking too long. Alright, so now let's go ahead and change this to May 2004. And the other things we can change actually that I found with this, so the color value, so I go to tornado width. The largest tornado was actually in May of 2004, not the most powerful, but the widest one was actually a Fujita scale value of 4, and the width, I'm not sure the exact width, but I think it was over 2 miles or so, or 1.5 miles wide, so a very wide tornado, and that's how far it ran, about very large distance. I'm not sure the exact mileage, but we can find that out with the final tool that I have in here, and that is add the current data to Google Earth. And you'll notice this window in the background is Google Earth. So if we go ahead and click add current data, you'll see a loading bar here, and the data is being added to Google Earth at the moment. So if we go ahead and zoom in, you'll notice all these different colors. The color scale, which we can figure out right here, blue is 0 on the Fujita scale, green is 1, yellow is 2, light orange is 3, dark orange is 4, red is 5, and black is unknown. So if we go back over here, there is our orange one, which is a 4, which is the widest tornado in the history of tornadoes. If we click on this, we can actually see the tornado traveled 54 miles. It's a Fujita scale of 4. The width is 4,400 yards, so over a mile wide. 38 people were injured, there was 1 fatality, and surprisingly, even though it traveled this far, it only did between $5,000 and $50,000 worth of property damage. So each one of these we can click on and view different values, view all the different values in Google Earth, which is really quite neat. And if we want to add other data sets, this data set gets wiped out, so you can only view one data set at a time, but you can choose to add the entire year, so all months, which gets kind of cluttered, which will show you if you choose 2010, add current data. This does take a little bit of time too. And you see you kind of get this overwhelming image if you add an entire year. But that's why Google Earth lets you zoom in so far. So let's go ahead and zoom way far in. And you notice we have this really long one. It's 150 miles it traveled, and it was only 3,080 yards wide, so it's still a very large tornado. Fujita scale of 4 once again, and I still haven't seen any red. I think if we go to a different year, there might be a couple reds. Not sure what it is though. So that's pretty much my project. We can view the data in Google Earth, and you can view the actual values in here, or you can view the overall values in here in my actual visualization toolkit, and color by different things, as well as do playback. So that's my project. Thank you for watching.